I'll explain a bit how Nordoon can be integrated into SAP BTP framework. So specifically how we can use it as a building block in an integration suite. So here we have, I've opened SAP BTP, so we can open the integration suite. We have a PO agent package prepared. This PO agent package has one integration built, which we can now take a look at. The main idea behind this flow is, let's say, something sends a PDF into Nordoon. Let's see it here. This is how the workflow looks like. So via HTTPS, a PDF enters Nordoon. So we prepare a couple of variables for Nordoon, and mainly it's related to API keys and so on. So for example, we have some SAP keys, Nordoon keys, and Nordoon endpoint. Then in this case, we build a Nordoon request. So it's a script that builds a payload that can be used to call Nordoon via REST API. So it's this particular case, it's a Groovy script. So basically, it just reads this property API key, builds this request. So it just needs the base 64 encoded PDF and then sets it as the body. The main thing is then it calls Nordoon API. So this is the request reply component, which talks to our main service. So here on the HTTP property, you specify the connection. So in this case, it uses our endpoint UUID and it's a synchronous request. It has to pass these headers for the API key. And what it gets back is a result, which is a JSON. So we then have a Groovy script that parses the particular JSON. So let's see. So parsing the JSON means that we look at the items, we count them, and we store them as these exchange properties for other steps of the pipeline to see. For example, the main thing is the purchase order number, for example, which is stored in the PO number and also in the body. And then we also have the Nordoon result, which is a JSON. Then we have some steps in SAP. So for example, one thing is we want to check if this purchase order for which we're doing the maintenance exists in SAP. So we prepare the GET request. So the main thing is that we have to specify this SAP API key and then do a REST call to the SAP for HANA instance. In this case, we're using a sandbox. So we can take a look at what this means, how to configure it. So this is the API. It's calling sandbox API, and it's calling a get function for the SAP purchase order, and it's using the current body of our message, and in the body we put purchase order number. So this then gets returned, validated, transformed. Basically, we transform the Nordoon. After we validated it, we can transform it to a SAP compatible format, and then we call an endpoint of SAP to actually write back to the ERP system. It's all based on standard APIs, which are available through api.sap.com. And the benefit of this is that if you call it, you see all the monitoring and all sorts of additional things become available. So it's very transparent. So for example, when I was calling this particular endpoint with this particular purchase order, I could then see what are the logs, what are the attachments. So for example, SAP payload, what SAP payload was sent. So this is in a nutshell one way how to configure, how to connect Nordoon with SAP BTP. Thanks.